What's up, ladies and gents? Welcome to my Big Boss Extreme walkthrough. This is going to be the specific video that only showcases gameplay, no cutscenes. So if you're into, you don't want to worry about the story, you already have the story down, you just want to focus on the actual gameplay, this will be the entire gameplay of the game, and I'm going to show you step by step how to get through it. So thank you all for being in here. Hopefully you guys share, comment below, let me know what you guys think of the walkthrough. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and check out all of my walkthroughs on the channel. It's go time. Alright, so here we go. We have a lot to talk to in this first section, so we're going to get right to it. First things first is we're going to head immediately over here and get up against the wall so that we can see the enemy. Remember, there is no radar in extreme mode. As soon as he turns, go ahead and make your way forward and move to his right. He's going to immediately turn back around, but he will not see or hear you, and you are good to go to move on. We're going to head over here, over to the far right side, and head behind this little area here. And this is where we're going to be chilling for the next about 2 minutes. We're going to play with the guards a little bit, so what you're seeing here is something you necessarily don't have to do. However, it is good to play with the guard here a little bit, and the reason I say this is because by the time the elevator comes down, this guard is going to be coming back into this area, and he can sometimes see you. Therefore, if you kind of disrupt his pattern, then therefore he will not be here when it comes down, and you'll be able to smoothly get into the elevator without worrying about this specific guard. Other than that, there's really no reason to mess with him except for to have a little bit of fun. So this walkthrough, obviously you can complete this game I wouldn't say very easy, but you can complete it quickly because gameplay-wise, there's not a lot in the Metal Gear Solid series, at least in Metal Gear Solid 1. There's definitely a lot more cutscenes. I'd say if you know the strategies, you know how to take out the bosses, I'd say on a normal playthrough, it's probably 2 hours to maybe complete the gameplay itself, and then you tackle on about another 3 to 4 hours for cinemas or FMVs, to kind of let the story go through. Total of about 5 to 6, depending on how long it takes you to get through some of these sections. I will give you exact detail that you need to get through all of the difficult boss fights that are going to be up ahead. There are going to be instances where we're going to take damage. Obviously, this is not a no damage run. I know there's probably no damage runs out there, but I am not an expert Metal Gear Solid player, meaning that I don't speedrun the game, I don't go through the game and play it constantly, I don't have all the strategies down. This is just kind of what I have figured out on my own. So take that with what you want. Hopefully I still be able to teach you guys how to get through this and still achieve extreme with Big Boss ranking. So we're going to go ahead and move on here to the next section. So this initial outdoor section is pretty easy to get through. We're just going to immediately move up here, wait for the lights. As soon as they turn, go inside, grab them, and then immediately head back. There's going to be a camera over here, so there is a way to get around the camera. You can crouch and crawl. That should help you hopefully be able to get around the camera without the camera actually seeing you. If you're quick enough, you can do this in even, quicker time, but like I said, this isn't a speed run or anything. We just need to be able to beat the game in under 3 hours, and I'm talking just gameplay, meaning that you have to skip the cutscenes if you want the Big Boss ranking. Otherwise, the cutscenes will keep you from getting Big Boss. So I hope that makes sense. So in order to achieve extreme Big Boss ranking, you have to skip the cutscenes. The only reason that you see these cutscenes here is because I spliced them in while I was doing a separate playthrough to just record the cutscenes. This section, you've seen what I've done, everything, as long as you stick to the exact timing, nothing will change. This is one of those games that every single time you take control of your character, the enemies are always going to be doing the same thing. It's scripted, meaning that once the level starts and you have control of the level, everything will play out as long as you don't mess with any guards or give them any type of weariness to your location. Once we move in here, we're going to crawl via the upside. You can also go down, but I always prefer to go up because I don't like to skip these cutscenes here. Once that's over, we're going to keep heading through the vent. There's going to be another cutscene just ahead, and then we'll continue with our strategy. This is always one of my favorite parts. The music really just sets the mood and makes you really get into the spy thriller. So it seems there is another person that has infiltrated with us that we do not know about, so that kind of adds a little bit of mystery to everything going on. As I said before, once you're outside, before we get into this vent here, you could go the bottom vent. The bottom vent will allow you to get on the bottom floor. There's a different strategy to get into there. It's not any tougher. It's pretty easy to do. But you do miss out on the cutscene that we just watched, because I really think that that adds a lot to the story of the game. That's why I always love to come up on this one. But let's go ahead and head down. So this section, remember, every single time gameplay starts, everything is always going to be the same as far as what enemies are doing and where they are. So you'll always be able to immediately move to the right and then head down. Make sure you get up against that corner so the camera doesn't see you. Stay in the top here. The camera will always be going down as long as you have the same timing as I do. So this is one of those playthroughs that if you do exactly what I do, nothing will deviate. The only thing that will deviate are the boss fights, because those can change, give or take, slow, fast, depending on what you're doing. Bosses aren't always going to do the exact same thing, so you will have to think on your feet with them. Once you come over here, go into first person, wait for the camera to move. Once it does, you're free to go ahead and move to the stairs and get down. You don't have to worry about the camera seeing you as long as you don't go too far up. Immediately head to the elevator, and what you want to do with the action button is to click it twice. If you click it once, it'll take a while for the elevator to come, but if you click it twice, it'll be fast. As you can see, the guy is coming towards you, so make sure you click that elevator twice so you don't have to worry about that. Next up, we're going to be crawling through a vent, and we have a huge cutscene and all that, but then we have like kind of a mini little boss that we need to get through. There's a lot to explain during that mini boss, but it shouldn't take you too long to get it. It's not really that tough. However, you want to try to take the least amount of damage that you can, because in this game, you do not really refill your damage at all, and you can't use rations. I think you can only use like one ration your entire playthrough. You cannot be seen, no alerts, only the mandatory scripted alerts. Those are the parameters that you need, and you can save, I think, up to about 80 times. You don't have to look down here, but I always like to look.
Is that a woman? Not him.
Gives you a little glimpse of your love interest, and here we go. Alright, so this is the calm before the storm. We're about ready to get into this fight. So the only ones that you need to take out are the first three, because she will not shoot at any of them. So you do need to immediately fire upon and take out the first three as quickly as possible. There's also a low amount of enemies that you're allowed to actually take out to achieve Big Boss as well. So 3 of them are the only mandatory ones you need to take out here. Alright, here we go. So first things first, shoot as many as you can. Try to move around. Just try not to take as many hits as you can. You can get away with about 1 hit here, I think. Now you're going to move into the second stage. Get out your stun grenades.
What are you waiting for? Shoot!
Don't talk to me like a rookie.
I'm telling you, shoot!
Immediately throw it as soon as you have control, and then wait at the bottom of the screen. What you're going to want to do is this little dance with the enemy. They're going to stop, they're going to shoot. They're going to keep repeating this while she takes them out. So what you want to do is just keep moving ever so slightly. Pay attention to when they're about to shoot, and then move in the opposite direction. If done correctly, you can continue to avoid these guys without them actually getting hit on you. But you have to understand, it's going to take you a few times to get used to it. It's the best way that I figured out how to do it without getting in their faces and then trying to go for, you know, knocking them out or knocking them out of the way or anything like that. Just kind of stay away from them. Go back and forth in this bottom area. You always know when they're about to shoot, because they'll kind of stop for a second and then they'll shoot. It's pretty easy to dodge them. It only took me a few times to really get the hang of this. When you get to this point, stay up here in this left corner. There's going to be grenades thrown. It's the only safe place you have on the entire area. Repeat this one last time. Keep moving back and forth by avoiding their shots. Trust me, you will get the hang of it, and you will be able to accomplish this after a few times. So now we're going to be heading down to the second basement level. There's a few things that we're going to pick up. We're going to pick up some C4 to get us into the area where the boss fight's going to be, and we're going to pick up some grenades as well. However, you do need to have your level 1 card out, meaning that you need to click on the LT or L1, depending on what you're playing this on, go down and equip level 1. If you do not have this equipped, you will not be able to open it up. It's not like Metal Gear Solid 2 where it automatically does it. You have to have it equipped. We're going to switch to our C4. There's other areas that you can get other things as well, but we're only going to be heading into 2 specific areas. The one you saw, get the C4, and then the grenades here. On our way back through here, there are going to be enemies to worry about, so we're going to use and detonate it. Weapon button actually puts the C4 down, and then the punch button detonates it. Now we have an Ocelot encounter here. I'm not very good at this fight, so I will explain it to you the best way that I can, but you should be able to get through it. It's going to take a little bit of practice. Immediately hold down the shoot button, hit him once there, hit him twice there, and then we're going to be doing the little circle pattern here. If you take shots in between the pillars, you sometimes can land. You can do this little strategy that allows you to be able to run and shoot at the same time by holding down the A or X button while you're holding down the weapon button. If you do those simultaneously, you're able to run and then get pot shots at him. There's also another strategy that you can do. If you can get close enough to him, what you want to do is you want to do a circle strafe around him after you hit him once. You'll see it right here in just a moment. What this strategy allows you to do is to kind of infinitely get him in this loop. It's a tough loop to get him in, but it takes a little time right here, as you can see. Hit him, move, hit him, move, like that. It doesn't work all the time, but that can actually take him out really, really quickly. Otherwise, you just want to kind of keep following him. He does these ricochet shots too that can be very, very difficult for you, that he can kind of ricochet off the wall. So other than that, that's about all I can explain for this boss fight, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Alright, Ocelot is done. We need to head back into the main hangar. Little quick side note here, you can move around a little bit quicker if you have grenades equipped. That will make the strategies that you see me do help you all out. That way it's kind of equal. Here there's going to be one guard. What we're going to do is go up to him, make sure you unequip your weapon first, then we're going to throw him, and then go straight ahead. This is just to stop his pattern so we can get over here without him seeing us. And we have to find Meryl's codec. This can be done by finding the codec on the back of the jewel case, or the original PlayStation jewel case. Otherwise, it's known as 140.15. Make sure that you do that codec as soon as you hit the button. If you don't, it might take 2 or 3 minutes for Meryl to wait until she calls you again, so that's just kind of an easy way to get through it quicker. We're going to use our thermal goggles here. All you need to do essentially is just wait. They're just essentially, she's telling you that you need to put something infrared so you can actually see. Alright, so we're going to move on to the Raven boss fight. This is not a very difficult boss fight, but it can be a little frustrating, so hopefully we'll be able to get it. First things first here is that we're going to want to pick up some of the claymores and talk to Deep Throat. You don't actually have to talk to him, but it adds a lot of lore to the story. So all you need is 3 claymores, and then we can go ahead and move on to the actual boss fight. So my strategy is immediately move to the left, stay as left as you can to avoid the first cannon, and then stick to the left here to avoid the second. If you hug this wall, you can get over here, use a claymore, come out about this far, set all 3 of your claymores down, and head back over here. Sometimes you will get shot by a 3rd cannon, and then you'll have to kind of repeat that process again, but all we're doing is waiting for him to go over the claymores. Once he does that, then try to get in here and land a grenade shot. All I can tell you is that these grenade shots are very hard. You're not going to get them every single time. You're going to get frustrated. It actually only takes 2 shots to defeat Raven here. However, the 2 shots have to be perfect. You have to lob a grenade inside the hole, and sometimes you'll be just slightly off. There's no way for me to tell you exactly how to do it. You're just going to have to get lucky as far as how close you get it to that hole. So once you get him halfway, he's going to come out. Cook your grenade as soon as you start to see that guy disappear. If you do so, you'll get the cutscene. Then you can easily throw it back in, and you should be able to land a perfect shot, and there you go. Even though I made that boss fight look easy, it will take you multiple attempts to get the timing of everything down. Things can happen. It's not scripted per se because the boss can end up going in different directions, so just play with it a little bit, but try to use the strategies that you see me use there. As soon as we're done talking, immediately move forward to the left and up here. Move over to the left, grab this, shaft grenades, and if you've done it in the exact timing, you should be able to clearly just continue up. Now, sometimes you can knock this guy to the side and then move, but I find it better to just kind of wait here because most of the time it doesn't work for me. So just be a little patient here and you can get to the elevator. We're going to head to the first basement floor and grab the Nikita. This is what we need in order to destroy the electronic system that's kind of keeping us from being able to move on. Make sure you have your level 3 card activated because you won't be able to get through the doors. Once you get through here, stay against this wall here because there's going to be a guard coming by. As soon as he's done, go ahead and head back out the same way you came in. And then we're going to head to the second floor basement. This is where the actual kind of objective is that we need to use the Nikita for. Other than that, I hope you guys have been enjoying the walkthrough. It's been my pleasure to bring to you, so make sure you leave a like, share, and I really do hope you all are enjoying. Alright, so you have a very limited time as the air that you're breathing here is toxic. So essentially, I can't really explain this. You just kind of have to push it. If you're holding it in a certain direction, it'll go slower. Once you stay straight, though, it'll go a little faster. It can take time to get used to. Don't worry about them seeing you. Those do not count as alerts, and just make your way over here and destroy it. Alright, so now we're going to back out of the room just so we can get our oxygen back up. Make sure your level 3 card is ready to go, and switch to your shaft grenades. We're going to go into this first one here, grab the FAMAS. Then we're going to head to the third door, throw a shaft grenade before you enter, as there is a camera in here and it will take you out. Grab the gas mask, and then we're going to head out.
It's a ghost.
Now, make me feel it. Make me feel alive again.
First off, go up and hit him immediately, and then get to him as quickly as possible and hit him again. First stage complete.
Good. Now we can fight as warriors. Hand to hand. It is the basis of all combat. Only a fool trusts his life to a weapon.
You want to be as close to the center as possible so you can hit him almost immediately. You're going to do this loop. He is going to jump once, then he's going to jump on top of you, get out of the way, hit. He's going to jump once, follow him as quickly as possible. You do not have a lot of time. If you mess up the timing at all on your jump to him, then he will hit you easily and take you out. So it's a repeated process that you're going to do over and over. He's going to jump, hit him. He's going to jump, hit him. When he jumps this time, he'll do a splat and you need to get out of the way. Then he'll do a regular jump. Sometimes he'll do the exclamation point, but it really doesn't change what you're going to do. You see the pattern that you need to do. Essentially, once he jumps to try to hit you, immediately want to get out of the way, get back in, jump, follow him where he goes.
That's good, Snake. Hurry up and catch me.
This stage can be random. As soon as you find out where he is, get to him, hit him as quickly as possible. Try to go back to the center area. I got really lucky here that he just ended up dropping down exactly where I needed him to be, right in front of me, so it was pretty easy. You can also use your goggles to see where he is.
Like old times. I've been waiting for this pain.
And this one, you just want to let him come to you, and you want to stand over here in this corner, and you're going to see why in just a second. He's going to move slow. As soon as he gets somewhat close to you, he's going to do this big hit, so you make sure you want to get out of the way. There you go. Now hit him. Get your back against this corner and stay here. Just repeat this process. He's going to come walking towards you, hit him, and then just repeat it over and over. And that is pretty much this stage. This stage right here is the easiest one. Once you get him in this corner, it's easy.
Do you remember, Snake? The feel of battle. The clashing of bone and sinew. That's good, Snake. Hurt me more.
Once he gets down to a sliver of health, you're going to want to get out of there as quickly as possible. One more. Okay, now move. Equip your FAMAS or your SOCOM. This first one, do not hit him. You can't do nothing. He's like essentially regenerating. He's going to go right above you. So fire at him until he gets no health. Then he's going to move to your right. Same thing, fire at him. Then he's going to move straight up and you can shoot through this little window, and there you have completed the ninja fight. So hopefully you guys were able to get by that. It might take you a few times, but there's actually good strategies that you can do to make sure things end up being not really scripted, because sometimes in different stages he can go in different areas, but you got to be super quick of what you do. Try to get to him as quickly as possible, because it's hard to anticipate where he's going to jump. So if you do not anticipate it correctly, then you will immediately ruin everything, and then you might as well restart. Unless you're not too worried about trying to get him into a pattern and take him out the easiest as possible. So we're going to head back up to the first floor, or the basement floor 1. There's going to be a camera here, so go ahead and aim yourself up. That way you don't have to worry about it. Make sure you have your level 4 card. Go into the second door here. Grab the stun grenades and, well, just the stun grenades. And then we're going to make our way up to B1. On B1, this is where we're going to find Meryl. This should happen every single time if you're playing the PlayStation version. I think it's going to be pretty much every single time on every version, but I'm not 100% correct. As soon as you enter, she's going to be right there to the left, so you're going to want to make sure you pass her. It's going to be an alert, but that's an automatic alert. There's nothing you can do about that. Move into this room here and grab the cardboard box, and then make it to the restroom. Depending on how quick you do this, you get 2 different cutscenes, one with no pants and one with pants.
Don't move. Okay, let's go. I know this place better than you. I'll be point man. Follow me.
Alright, so huge boss battle. Definitely a tough one. Will take you a little bit of time to get used to it. The patterns are pretty easy to figure out
That's
once you do.
strange. There's no guard.
What happened to the music?
I'll keep a lookout. Make sure you're ready, okay?
The most important thing is that you need to full Psycho Mantis. So I'm on emulation, so I have a second controller plugged in, and all I have to do essentially is just pick up that controller and start using it. It's very simple to use on emulation. Same thing for consoles.
My head. Oh, it hurts.
What's wrong?
Don't come here, Snake.
Are you okay? What happened?
I'm fine. Okay. Let's go.
Once you figure out the whole controller bit, then this becomes significantly easier because he does the same patterns.
The commander is waiting.
So you're going to follow in, as you can see, if you go into first person, you see the eyes of the other one. Same thing for Mantis. If you go into first person during the middle of the boss fight, you see through his eyes. That's a way of tracking him, but we're going to be using the thermal vision. Make sure you have your stun gun equipped and ready to go. And there's a lot to explain in... Well, we're just going to get right into it because this is a doozy. Immediately go ahead, throw your stun gun and grab as much of the ammo around as possible before the next part starts. Alright, first things first is you need to immediately head to the top right. As soon as it starts, you're going to get this black screen. If you do this 100% of the time, Psycho Mantis will be right here. Switch to your SOCOM and your thermal goggles and then just take pot shots. This is what you're going to be doing almost this entire battle. It's actually kind of straightforward. Once you learn the pattern of what he does, it really is an easy boss fight. You can get in usually one more hit before he does the chairs here. And then just come over here, pick up some more FAMAS. Now you can hit him from here. As you can see though, with the FAMAS, it's a little difficult to actually get a shot in, but you can do it. And we're just going to keep rinse and repeating. Depending on where he goes, you're going to notice the pattern. It'll get easy. It's a little hard to explain on the go here, but every single time you see one of these things, you're going to get down and just wait. You could probably take a few shots in between this, but I'm going to be very patient on this, and we're going to do it this way. This is essentially an idiot's guide to completing this mission without taking any damage. And you're going to see that it's all so repeatable. You'll know exactly what to do when this specific portion comes up, because then you know you need to come over to this corner and you can get in a few hits on him here. At this point, we're going to go into the second black screen. Now, he could start in different locations, but what you want to do is if you're close to him, hit him as quickly as possible. You're going to do this a few times. If you don't hit him, he's going to throw something, so you can interrupt that throw by doing that. As you can see, you need to have on the thermals in certain specific sections. Again, he's back to the same old pattern again. You can get a few pot shots here from the left, but it's not as easy to do, at least that I have found. Aiming in this is not as easy. So once that's done, keep on hitting him. This method is going to take you quite a bit of time, but other than that, the boss fight isn't very difficult. He's always going to do the same thing. As soon as you see that one come out, you don't even need to get in prone position. You can just crouch essentially, but I always prefer to go prone just to be safe. Just keep following him wherever he goes. Try not to get hit by those. He's always going to do the same pattern, so you're always going to see the pattern. It's going to become fresh to you the more that you play this. Obviously, make sure you guys are saving. You can have a total of 80 saves during this playthrough of yours that you're trying to beat on Extreme. So it's very forgiving as far as saves go. So save every chance you get. And just keep the pattern going. He's already below specific health. Now it's going to change.
Why couldn't I read your mind?
All you're going to do is knock her down. You need to make sure you unequip your weapon, knock her down, get out of the way because he's going to throw something at you. Do that 3 total times.
You are powerful indeed, but I know your weak point. Meryl, stand right where he can see you and blow your brains out.
Stop! Meryl!
All right, now it's time for the final one.
No, it cannot be! No!
And here we go. So he's going to be doing the same patterns again, except he's going to change one thing up. He's going to throw everything at you at once. You will easily see it coming. Just get out of the way. I mean, it's very, very simple to do. He'll always stand about right there when he's going to do it. So just keep taking your pot shots with your FAMAS, or you can use your pistol. I didn't have a lot of ammunition in my SOCOM, so I just used the FAMAS instead. You will be able to replenish more ammo throughout this. If you run out completely, it'll replenish. Once that comes out, get down immediately. That's when everything's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. But as you can see, it's all pretty easy to get around. And rinse and repeat. Wait till those move. After he does that, he's always going to go to this one next, so get out of the way. You see the sense of pattern here. This boss fight is very intimidating when you first start it out, especially if you don't know that you need to go to the second controller. Other than that, that's pretty much it. You're going to do this until the rest, or at least for the rest of this boss fight, and then it's going to be over. So you're just going to keep dwindling and down. Now, if you're in the middle here, you can kind of see by the shadows where you'll need to sit or stand so that you don't get hit by those. Again, you can take shots at this point. He never moves, so it's actually pretty easy to take a bunch of shots right there, but I just want to be safe, and there you go. Alright, Psycho Mantis is complete. We don't need to pick up anything because we already picked up everything from that room, but we are going to pick up these two here. Replenish our FAMAS and SOCOM. Got a little cutscene here, and then we'll keep going.
Could there be wolves in there?
Wolf dogs. Half wolf, half husky.
How do you know so much?
I ride dog sleds. I'm a musher.
I'll take point. Snake, you follow me.
So the part with the wolves can be a little tricky. All I can tell you is that just depending on which direction he's in, sometimes you can just run if you know exactly where you're going. Other times it might be a little difficult. We got lucky there as far as where he was at during that. And then you just want to head over here as quickly as possible before any of them have a chance to hit you. And then we're going to use the cardboard box trick for when we come back through here multiple times. And I'll show you how to do that right here.
Snake, what's wrong? I thought you were good with dogs.
You want to smack Meryl real quick and then immediately equip your cardboard box. I know it's kind of weird, but that's how it works. And this will keep you safe from the wolves.
What are you thinking? This place is mine. I'll take point again. Stay back, okay?
But the radar isn't working. And since we can't use the mine detector either...
Leave it to me.
You want to be really careful here because there are obviously claymores set up throughout this entire area, and it can kill you immediately even if you get hit by just one. So make sure you follow her route to the T. I couldn't find any other route to use except for this specific route that she is using. If anybody knows a route out there besides this one, please let me know. Otherwise, you're going to need to follow it, and do not deviate whatsoever, because if you do, you're in for a world of hurt.
So, what do you think? Pretty good, huh?
How did you know where the mines were?
It sounds weird, but when Mantis dove into my mind, I was able to see where the mines were placed. Are you impressed?
Well, a little bit.
Only a little?
Just kidding. Alright, so now we got to do the painstaking backtracking in the game. This game has some notorious backtracking. It's a relatively short game, and even with the backtracking, it's really short. There's going to be two main areas that are going to do a lot of backtracking. This is one of them. We need to go all the way back to where we fought Ocelot in the armory there and pick up the PSG wand. So one of the things I loved about Twin Snakes was the fact that you didn't have to do this completely in Twin Snakes, I believe. I hope I'm remembering that right, but I'm pretty sure they changed that for Twin Snakes, that you didn't have to do all that backtracking, or they made the backtracking significantly easier. I do remember you being able to take some of the trucks with different cardboard boxes and things like that. So obviously there you just want to use your cardboard box to get through, and you should be fine. So notice that when dogs get alerted, it doesn't show up an alert screen or anything like that. So don't worry about alerting dogs, don't worry about alerting cameras. Essentially only enemies that you see or can really affect your kind of alert rating. Other than that, don't worry about anything besides them. So we're going to be heading all the way back. This is, again, a little bit of backtracking. There's a few things I wish I would have done on my original time coming through here, like blowing up another one of those C4 things to have a few more stun grenades. I hope I'm going to have enough stun grenades by the end of this, because there's that section that's going to be coming up where essentially stun grenades are the most important thing getting through that kind of elevator, or the stairs of hell, whatever you want to call them. But we're just backtracking here. Now, when you go through this area here out where the tank used to be, there's going to be a lot of claymores as well as a lot of cameras. So, but they're pretty easy to get around. Even if the camera does see you slightly, just get out of its range and you're fine. Go ahead and pick these up here. Grenades, never, doesn't hurt to have too many grenades. There's also more over here, plus shaft grenades as well. And then we're going to stick to this edge right side. We're going to pick up one of the claymores down here, and then of course on the way back we're going to pick up a lot more of the claymores, because you can use those actually in another boss fight that's going to be later on in the game. No enemies really to worry about as long as you just make a straight dive to where you're going. When you get through this section right here, you can head straight to the elevator and go up. However, there are quite a few enemies in the armory, but if you know their routes, then they're pretty easy to get by. We're only going to disturb one enemy, and he's going to be the first guy that you see. Once we come over here, there's going to be one guy that's just pretty much going to cross your path as soon as you get out. Make sure you unequip whatever item you have so that you can do a knockover. And then continue to move forward. He should not be alerted or anything like that. Wait right here, and then move into this room. Now, there are lasers. You can't see them, obviously, but if you just stick to the middle of the room, you're going to be okay. It can be a little tricky. I definitely recommend to use the analog stick on this one as opposed to the direction. If you've done it in the time I have, then you can easily move right back and get out of here. There's the wall that we should have broken earlier that give us some more stun grenades. But we didn't. I just hope it isn't going to mess us up in the end. But we'll find out. So, let's talk about this boss fight. I've figured out essentially 2 ways to beat Sniper Wolf. This boss fight is going to be a lot tougher than it looks. I'm going to make it look rather easy, and I can assure you it is not. For those of you that have played extreme mode or tried to do a big boss run on this game know just how finicky the aiming is. The aiming in this game is, with the analog stick you can aim a little quicker, and if you want to kind of be more precise, then you need to use the D-pad. But what can I say? This one took me about, I want to say, an hour to figure out, to go through, to try different routes, different ways, to see which one is the best. And in the end, I'm going to show you 2 different methods. One method is a surefire way to complete this without taking any damage. It's just not a quick method. It will take you a lot of time. Don't worry about any alarms or anything like that right there just because he saw a piece of you. Again, that does not hurt your alarm rating at all. But, you know, I'm going to explain it while we're in the middle of it, but there's going to be 2 ones that I'm going to show you. One is going to be straight up kind of, I wouldn't say predicting, but being very aware of where she's going to go next, because there's no way to predict what she's going to do. Here in this room, just make your way slowly here. Don't move up to this area too quickly because there's a guard that you're going to see right here. So that's why you want to move through that slower, and then you should be good. Wait here at the bottom of the middle stairs, and then make your way up and go through the same way, essentially, that we did before. But as I was saying, with the Sniper Wolf boss fight, essentially, you're going to want to move to the corner as quickly as possible. There's going to be a moment where you see her red dot laser. That means she's moving up. When that moment happens, then we're going to jump out and start taking her down, right? It is a lot of being aware of where she can be. Once you've completed this Sniper Wolf battle a few times, you start to become aware of the certain locations that she can go to. Now, they're all going to be random. Like, nothing that she does is scripted in a way that it's always going to be the same every single time you go through it. So remember that. I found a little bit of a script at the beginning, but only if one certain thing happens. If one certain thing happens, then you can be aware that you're going to be able to get about 3 hits in a row if you're fast enough. Here, immediately equip your cardboard box again, and you're good to go. We're going to go to a little secret hole that you can get into that's going to give you some more PSG-1 ammo, as well as some medicine that allows you to kind of aim better, but we're not going to use that because we have a different method that allows you to aim better, which is bringing up and down your kind of inventory, except we're not actually taking your weapon away. We're just bringing up the inventory and then immediately letting go. So that method is, in my opinion, a lot better than to do the method where you actually turn on and off your weapon, so that you got about maybe 2 or 3 seconds of aiming before you start to kind of sway really heavily. So you got 2-3 seconds to aim, then essentially hold up the item wheel. You'll see what it is right here. So immediately we're going to go to the left, and then we're going to wait. You're going to see the little red flash. When you see that red flash right there, immediately get out, switch to your PSG-1, aim up, and then you're going to hold down the thing and then let go. And you're going to keep repeating this process, and you have a few seconds of good aiming and get a shot on her right there. She's immediately going to go always over here and to about right there. That's almost scripted. Immediately she's going to get up and do this right here. If you hit her there, she will immediately come back and do that. That's the only script. Other than that, everything else is you just got to be on your toes. So here you just want to wait until she comes out. She can either come out of the right or the left side here. It becomes very difficult to figure out, but luckily she came out of that side, which becomes really easy. You can get her over here, and then at this point we're going to switch to the second method. Now I probably could have continued on and maybe got lucky and get that extra hit, but I didn't want to press my luck. This is the surefire method. Aiming over here, getting about where I am. This takes a little time to aim it perfectly, but essentially what you want to do, and I don't do it very well here, is you just want to have your body just slightly out. But as you can see, I'm not at a good angle. You need to be a little further back. So once you scoot back, come out just a little bit so that you'll be able to see the side here. As you can see, that's just not enough because she does 2 different moves in that area. So come out just slightly more, and then you're good to go. And then, boom, there you go. And she'll keep coming over here, so you have plenty of opportunity. That is also the best way to do this mission without taking any damage. It will take you a long time if you immediately from the start go and do that method, because she'll only come over there maybe once or twice a minute. So that could take up to 5 minutes if you do it that way. So I showed you the first method, which is just to anticipate where she's going to go, try to get your hits as quickly as possible. And then I showed a little bit of the second method, which takes a lot longer. But I at least wanted to show you guys 2 different ways of completing that. Once you've done it enough, you will get better. So just remember that at first, if you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again, I mean, man, they should put that in a song somewhere, right? But we're just going to pick up a few extra things, and then we will move on to the next section where we have to make a choice. Meryl or Otacon? What are we going to do? Let's find out.
Don't move!
Don't kill me yet. I'm alive. Leave it to me. I want no more excellence like that dumb chief.
Yes, he's my target. Mine.
Can you hear me, Solid Snake?
He's tougher than I thought.
Do you know who I am? I always knew that one day I would meet you. The man who stole what was rightly mine. The man who stole my birthright.
Forget it. Your body is strapped down tight.
Me? I'm the man you stole everything good from. And now, after the sacrifice of our brothers, after 30 long years, finally, the 2 of us meet. The brother of light and the brother of dark.
Do you need his DNA too?
Yes. I want a sample while he's still alive. We need it to correct the Genome Soldier's mutations.
Then we'll be able to cure them?
No. We still have to get our hands on Big Boss's DNA.
Have they given in to our demands yet?
Not yet.
They won't give in. They're all hypocrites, every one of them.
Is that your opinion as a Kurd?
They always put politics first.
That's right. That's why they want to avoid any leak about their precious new nuclear weapon.
Boss, it looks like our friend is awake.
All right, here we go. And as you can see, we did a poll on what we were going to do, Meryl ending or Otacon ending, but as much as it pains me to not follow what you guys want, I am just too much of a good guy. It is significantly tougher.
How did you like that? Shall we go again?
To do the Meryl ending on Extreme. So this hurt. I want you to know I went through a lot of pain for you guys, but I just couldn't do it. We got to go with the canon ending, so we're going to go ahead and survive the torture.
Had enough yet? We're not finished yet.
The funny thing is, on Extreme, it lasts, I think, 2 or 3 times longer than it does on normal or hard. And it had my finger, like, going crazy towards the end of it. But we got to do this twice, and then we'll be able to move on. So I hope you guys like my pain.
Still okay? Want me to go on? Can you take one more?
There's going to be a lot of stuff to get through in this specific video. The end is going to be when we go through the communications tower, which is a very, very difficult part to do, so I hope you guys will stay tuned for that. Really, really fun times ahead.
Give up. Make it easy on yourself. One more time.
I swear he says like one more time, I think a total of 3 times. So just when I think it's going to be done, of course it's not. And it's been so long since I played this on Extreme because you had to have a save file beaten already before you could even play Extreme, so it's been a while.
Come on. You don't want to die like this, do you? I could do this all day.
But there we go. This is going to be the last one, and then we're going to move on to the cell part, and then we'll have to do this, of course, one more time, and then we can continue on. So leave a thumbs up for the torture of Center Strain and for being a good guy.
You're a strong man. Well, that's enough for now, I think. You're the boss's brother, all right. Your brother, he's an amazing man. Who else could shoot down 2 F-16s with a Hind helicopter? The Les Infanteries project was not a total failure. He is the one man who could make my dream into a reality.
Damn, I caught a cold. That witch, she took my clothes. Shut up in there, will ya?
So what we have to do now is just kind of wait. It's scripted here, so it'll take about a minute or 2, and then you're going to be able to move on into the next section. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this walkthrough. Listen, times are tough right now on YouTube. Just trying to stay afloat. Money is tight, so if you do and can support the channel, please do so by either leaving a super thanks or check out the links in the description. Become a Patreon, become a member. All of that stuff just helps keep this channel alive. Times are really, really tough right now, and if you're able to do so, please. If not, at least leave a like, comment on the videos, watch them for longer periods of time, all of that goes to help keeping this channel alive. We've been doing this now for 13 years on this specific channel, and I want to keep going for another 13 more. I want to keep going for as long as I can, and it's going to take all of us to be able to do that. This is how we pay the bills. This is how I support my family, and if you enjoy the effort that I put into these videos and the time that it takes to make them, and you want to support and you can support, please do so.
Snake, it's showtime. Ocelot wants you.
Okay, I'll tell you once more. Press the circle button repeatedly to regain.
All right, one final time to go, and then that will be it. So again, continue to enjoy Sinistrino 1's pain. My strategy for doing this was to lay the controller on the table and then hit it with my index finger.
How did you like that? Shall we go again?
Another strategy that I used when I did my previous walkthrough of many, many years ago, almost 10 years ago now, that's crazy, was I would just use my thumb, my right thumb. However, I found that in extreme, I would fail. So I literally failed this once.
Had enough yet? We're not finished yet.
I just wasn't hitting it fast enough because I actually thought it was only going to be, I think, 3 times. And then when it went on and on and on, I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't been like trying as hard as I think I possibly could.
You still okay? Want me to go on? Can you take one more?
At least he's thoughtful, you know. Are you okay? He asked if we were okay. I mean, that's a real battle buddy right there. You know? Ocelot, he's a lot of things, but he actually cares, you know? He's pretty good.
Give up. Make it easy on yourself. One more time.
Again, Ocelot, with that one more time bullcrap. You know what? We're not friends anymore, Ocelot. I have this strange feeling that in, you know, a bunch of years we're going to be fighting on top of this big ship.
Come on. You don't want to die like this, do you? I could do this all day.
We get it. He can do it all day. I don't think I can last all day. At least not in the past 15, 20 years. I'm sorry.
You're a strong man. Well, that's enough for now, I think. We live in a sad age. Imperialism, totalitarianism, perestroika. 20th century Russia has had its share of problems, but at least they had an ideology. Russia today has nothing.
They're struggling between freedom and order, and with that struggle, a new spirit of nationalism has been born.
The boss has a close friend high up in the Russian government. He's currently the head of Spetsnaz. He's agreed to purchase this new nuclear weapons system. The Hind was just a down payment.
So you're in this for money?
I don't need money. I want Russia to be reborn, to lead a brave new world order.
Alright, so here we go. Johnny's gonna get a little sicky. Then we're gonna have Ocelot to come in here. Ocelot, did I say Ocelot? Otacon. Go get him, Johnny. Akiba. He's gonna come here and give us a little means to escape. Now, if I'm not mistaken, in my previous walkthrough that I did, we used Ninja. You can do that as well, although you'll have to last another torture session. And that is if you accidentally failed the catch-up, which can be easy if you didn't know exactly what to do.
Hey, I'm here.
Where?
See you later. It's me.
Wait!
Alright, so get somewhere close to the door, go prone, get out your ketchup. Now, hit the circle button, or, you know, B, depending on what you're playing on. And then the blood is going to, or the ketchup is going to come out, and then that's how you're able to do it. Now, I don't want to take Johnny out, so we're going to do it non-lethally.
What the hell?
Immediately get up, throw him to the ground, head over here, don't forget to equip your level 6 card. This way you get to actually watch a little cinematic here. We don't take him out so it doesn't hurt us as far as killing someone. Now we're going to go ahead and switch to our gear and head on. Alright, so because we've got the communications tower up ahead, we've got to do a little something extra. So we're going to be making a few stops somewhere else just to pick up 3 more stun grenades, because those stun grenades are really something you're actually going to need. However, if you count them, it ends up that I don't need these 3, but it's still better to have them than not. So there's stun grenades up on the 2nd floor here if you want to take your time to go get them, but we're not going to get them here. There's another spot in the next building that we can pick them up. I'm also going to pick up some more claymores that we can use in a boss fight, again, much later when we open up the 2nd disc. So don't forget to go ahead and get your thermals out here and get some more claymores. So we did this once already, and then we're doing it a 2nd time, so they do repopulate. So all weapons and items that you can pick up, like, you know, ammo and anything related to that, will not respawn on Expert or Extreme. However, these here, these claymores, will respawn every time that you come out here. So if you need to stock up on claymores, that's how you do it. You can see how the grenades there are gone. Everything else is gone except for that. So this next building, again, the same strategy that we normally use. We're going to slow our roll as soon as we get into that room. Kind of move our way slowly and then make our way to the left. Don't go immediately to the left, and stay on the right part of this so that you don't make noise on the grates right there. Don't worry, the guy on your right will not be able to see you. If you just go slow enough, then everything will line up perfectly and you'll be able to go. Sit at the 2nd part of the stairs, wait for him to turn around, and then slowly make your way. So what we're going to be doing now is head to B2. Basement number 2 is where we're going to pick up some body armor. So the reason we're picking up the body armor is there are a few instances where you're going to want to use this body armor, especially in the communications tower, because more than likely you're going to get hit, and you can reduce how much health you lose by getting this body armor here. We're also going to pick up some Nikita missiles as well, which will just help us out in the long run. The more Nikita missiles, the better, as there are multiple ways to take out Sniper Wolf in her next battle. So use a chaff here. You're going to need to use 2 chaffs during this section. Go here and grab the body armor, and we're going to go up here as well just to get some grenades and C4. You never know if you need them for boss fights and whatnot. You don't actually have to get those, but I just prefer to make sure that I am going into every fight and situation with multiple different types of ammunition and weapons to partake in the boss fights, because I don't know exactly how I'm going to do the boss fights when I go in. It's a lot of trial and error, just like all these stealth games, is learning the patterns, learning what the bosses do, and then going from there. Next, we're going to head to B1. This is where you need to continue. However, we're going to go into this room first. You need to follow the route that I do if you want to make sure that you don't disturb the guard that's in here. So go in here, just like we did before. We're going to grab the Nikita missiles. Those do actually come back, because we grabbed those once already, you saw, and then we can grab them again. I don't know why those specific ones you can grab twice, but yeah, you can. Where normally anything else you really can't. Now we're going to grab the stun grenades. I know I said stun guns in one of the previous episodes. I apologize. It's grenades. Then you're going to go over here. Now you don't absolutely have to get the medicine, but we're going to go ahead and grab the medicine and then come down here. And then we're going to pick up some FAMAS as well as the night vision goggles. Should have perfect amount of time to be able to do that as long as you do everything right. Forgot that's not an elevator door. Now we can go ahead and move on. So, one thing I want to make a note of is there's going to be a call that you get that is optional to take. Essentially, it's just Deep Throat telling you that Ocelot has planted a bomb on you. Well, remember guys, I'm not doing the codec calls during my playthrough. You see it right there? It just came up at the wrong time. It came up the moment I entered the door, so now it's gone. So unfortunately, I'm not able to show you that codec call. He's just telling you, Snake, there's a bomb on you. You got to get it out. And as you can see, you've got 60 seconds to do it. But you need to do it. I don't want to get rid of it here, where it's going to take out the dogs. But notice how the dogs love me right now. That is because Otacon gave us a handkerchief from Sniper Wolf. That handkerchief will allow you to get through this area without worry. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. You should have plenty of time. If it comes up, it's going to be random on yours. It just depends on how long you've taken to do what you're doing. So as soon as we enter here, that is when we're going to get rid of the bomb. So immediately go ahead, see there's 28 seconds left. Press circle while you're in there, and boom. Get rid of it, move over to the left. There you go. Now let's watch a cutscene and get ready for a tough part. Alright, here we go. The infamous communications tower. So, get out your stun grenade. Keep your level 6 on. You're going to get a little alerted here, but it's just the turret, so you don't need to worry. You're fine. But you're going to need to switch back to your level 6. So, I'm going to explain this in a way that you're going to be able to complete this communications tower rather easy. So essentially what you're going to do is once we get over here to this door, you're going to cook your stun grenade and you're going to enter as soon as it goes off so you can skip the little cutscene that plays. Wait about 3 seconds, then go. Don't forget to grab the rope and the stun grenades. Switch to your body armor and we're going to go up 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now they're following you at the same time. 5, 6, and on the 7th one, that's when you want to throw it. This should end up being perfect timing, so you can get past this guy. Now, you're going to wait till the next set of stairs. You're going to start cooking it now. Throw it. Wait till you cross here. Throw it again, because the second guy usually can get you right here. So you'll make sure he stays down enough. Throw it immediately after on the stairs. See, I got hit there, which sucks, but, you know, it happens. Throw again. Keep throwing every little bit here. Now, what you're going to do is keep going. You're going to go a little while. You're going to see that the guy will eventually catch up with you, but you can throw that guy around. He always will be there to throw. That way you don't have to waste a stun grenade. He will eventually catch up, so you're going to need to do another stun grenade. And there's going to be another guy that you have to throw up here. But that stun grenade actually hit him, so we didn't have to do it. So you're able to make it. As long as you have these stun grenades in your hand, you'll make it, and then that's it. Boom. Only got hit really once, and we'll move on to the next section. Alright, so here is the rope section. This section can be really, really tough without taking a lot of damage. The most damage that you can actually have done to you is by the helicopter. You just need to pretty much swing back left and right. You're probably going to take damage. I mean, I tried this a few times to not take damage, but taking damage once or twice isn't going to be too bad. You just need to stay away from the steam. Keep moving left and right. Remember, the best way to go is to move diagonally and down at the same time. It can take a while to get used to, but you should be able to get it. Next up, we're going to need to use these stun grenades to take out these elite soldiers. These are the genome soldiers, so they can take you out in just one shot. So get your stun grenade ready, throw it. As soon as you start to hear that they're about to shoot, move left or move right to dodge their incoming fire. You're going to need to do 2 stun grenades in order to make sure that you get around them. Then they will be chasing you when they get up, so immediately equip your level 6 card and get inside. They will not follow you in here. So now you've got a little moment to kind of calm down and relax. You have to go downstairs first, or else you can't continue the story. So just come down here, pick up anything that you need to do. The next big thing we're going to be talking about is the Hind D fight. So this is a really easy fight. This is not, you shouldn't take any damage on this fight if you follow my strategy. And I can tell you, for the most part, my strategy works. Meaning that it's not really scripted, but you can make it feel that way. You can kind of predict where he's going to go, and you can kind of mess with his AI a little bit to make him do what you want to do, and we'll go through that once we get into the fight itself. But we just need to climb back up the stairs. We're going to have a cutscene with Otacon, and then we'll move on with the chaff grenades, and then to the Hind D fight. Again, I hope you guys have been enjoying the walkthrough. I know some of these videos might be shorter than others, but I wanted to separate them by boss battles to make it easier for viewing, and then we'll have a big video at the end. Alright, so what we're going to do is equip our chaff grenades, and we're going to immediately throw it here. You're going to have 4 levels of turret. So you're going to see the first one coming up right there, right? It's going to take about 2 rows of stairs before you get to the next one. So once you get up to about here, go ahead and throw the next one. And that way you kind of get a continuous chaff line so that you can easily go up these guys. You should have plenty of chaffs to get through this section here. Again, throw another one when you get about right there, so therefore you can just continue that chaff line. And once you see 4, and then you know that you're past those 4, then you know that you don't have to throw anymore. So that should be the last one. And we can make our way up here and then on to the Hind D fight. Pick up as many items that you think that you need up here. You will be able to restock some of your chaff grenades, obviously, for the way down. But yeah, so now we've got the final section of this specific video. I know this is a little bit shorter of a video, but this did take me a while to kind of figure out the best strategy for this. So I hope you guys appreciate the time and effort. Please become a member, support the channel. All that really helps us to continue to go. Times are tough for everybody, I know, but support any way that you can to keep this channel alive. Here we go. Hind D boss fight. Now you'll see that I save sometimes. That's because I have to let the cinema play first, and then I gotta go back and then record the gameplay. That's why you always see me saving at specific points, because the cinemas need to play. Alright, first things first, it's always going to happen this way. This first section will always be the same. Stinger missile straight away. Move over to here. Now, depending on where he shoots you from, he will go in that direction. So if he's shooting you to the right to left, you know he's going to go here, right? Same thing follows. So you do not see where he's shooting at you right here, so that means he's going to be coming from down. So you need to look down here, and you'll kind of see him right there. This shot can be a little hard to do. Essentially, you need to try to aim yourself around specific items so that you actually hit. You might miss a few shots there, but get back around here. Notice where he's firing us. He's moving into the up direction, therefore he's coming up. And you're going to do this until you get to the first stage. You're always just kind of find out where he's shooting, how he's going to go, and then it should be, you can kind of see the direction that he goes in. You can see that he was moving that way, so that's why you're able to get that. So just a few more shots doing this type of method, you know that he's going from right to left. Again, this part is pretty much scripted. He's always going to do the same thing that I found, and I played this multiple times. Once he goes over here, then it's safe. Once you complete this little section right there, he says his little word. Then you know that it's safe for you to pick up these Stinger missiles here. and then head over here into this middle section. This is where we're going to be standing pretty much the entire rest of the fight. And I found this strategy to be very, very good for completing this. So as soon as that's done, get on this corner right here and then aim up. Don't worry, you will not be blown up by the explosion here. He's going to move across the stream every single time, so you can get him right here. You're going to want to stay in this area as much as possible. What's going to happen is he's going to get himself in a kind of a loop a little bit. So you can kind of loop him here and there. Sometimes he'll bring himself out a little bit more to get more shots, but you just kind of have to strategize it. So if he's this close, you're good to go. He will not hit you from here. Unfortunately, I missed that shot. It's a little tough shot. Missed that one as well, but he's so close to you that he really can't hit you from here, so you're good. As long as he doesn't move further out, then you're okay. At this point, you just need to follow him. Keep getting pot shots off on him. You got to remember that before you hit, you don't want to hurt yourself, so you have to aim outside of an obstacle that could be in the way. You might miss a few shots here and there, but really you almost don't have to move the entire round after this. Just keep following him. He's going to go down a few times. This is, again, the safe fire way to do it. There's obviously more speedy ways to do this. This is the safe route, meaning that you'll have less of a chance of getting hit if that is a big problem for you. Like, say, you know, in some of the boss fights you want to save your health for a little bit later. Well, then this one you can get by without taking any damage. And just repeat this process. Keep locating him. He'll go down, then he'll come back up. I can't tell you exactly when he's going to come up. All of this is not scripted, so you have to just kind of fly by the seat of your pants, but it's pretty easy from this point on to just follow him. As soon as he gets up, as long as he doesn't come straight at you from behind us where we're looking right now, if he's a little far back, then he has the chance of hitting you, so you have to be careful there. But if he stays semi-close to you, then he's not going to be able to touch you. He can't aim down far enough, so you're good to go. Just need, I think, maybe one more hit. We got this. And there you go. So at this point, go ahead and get down because he can still hit you. So depending on where he last was, because he could be in a different location, you want to move. Once you get past a little bit, then he's going to go do his thing. Sometimes you can pick up more Stinger missiles if you've ran out, but we did not run out. And that's it. Congratulations. Get up against this wall. Alright, so we need to go ahead and equip our level 6 card and get out the shaft grenades again because we need to go back down the same way that we came up. There's two methods to do this. You could either use the same method that we did on the way up, which is every so often throw a shaft grenade to keep yourself from being seen. You can actually get down without being seen from the cameras without using anything, but it is ridiculously tough and it takes forever, which kind of negates the purpose of the big boss run because it's a timed run. So it's best to use this method. As long as you have enough shaft grenades and you've done exactly what I do, then you should be good. The other method you could use is grenades. So you can shoot the turrets, or not shoot, but throw a grenade at the turret as you're heading down each and every single time, and then that'll take care of that as well. So multiple methods for you to do. So in this video, or should I say in this section here, we're going to be going up against two specific boss fights. One's going to be an elevator boss fight with 4 guards, and another one is going to be the Sniper Wolf fight number 2. They're both pretty easy to do, especially the Sniper Wolf. So that one's not going to take any trouble at all. You'll be able to get that on your first time. However, I'm going to make myself do something a little bit more challenging and complete this elevator boss fight without using a weapon. What do you say? Let's do it. So all you got to do is call the elevator, and then Cinema's going to play. Obviously, remember guys, every time you see that the load state and save state is coming up, it's because I have to play all of these missions twice, once to record just the gameplay, and then I got to go back and then once to record the cinematics, then I got to go back to record the gameplay. It does take quite a long time, so leave a like, support the channel any way you can, because this has been a doozy.
Too late, Snake. Now die!
Alright, so 2 methods here you can do. Obviously, with your FAMAS, just move around and shoot them until they're all dead. It'll take a very long time. That is mostly because these guys have lots of armor. So I'm just going to be doing this non-lethally, or not, I won't say non-lethally because we have to kind of grab their necks a little bit. It's very hard to get out of this mission right here without taking a little bit of damage. As you can see, we only get hit a few times, but if you can get yourself behind one of the enemy, you can actually take them out fairly easy. Otherwise, you continue just to kind of, yeah, see? I mean, it doesn't take very long if you do it this method, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, although it is more challenging. But we love a challenge here. It's much, much easier just to shoot them and just keep running around in a circle. But this way, it at least provides you with kind of feeling like a badass. So once we're down here, we're going to go ahead and move to the left, grab some sniper ammo. Not that we're really going to need it right now anymore, but I'm just, for those of you that maybe try different methods than what you see here, I want to show you what some of the items that you're going to want to pick up are. Go ahead and throw a shaft and then get ready to enter. You need to do this immediately if you only want to have to use one, because it is on a timer and it will run out if you're not quick enough to get through the room. Up next is the boss fight for Sniper Wolf. Again, the method we're going to be using is a method mostly everybody uses. Not the quickest method, but it is the method that will keep you the safest. Alright, first things first, we're going to head all the way over here into this corner. Sniper Wolf stays where she is. She has like kind of her side of the level, and then we have our side of the level. It's very hard to get to her side of the level yourself, so if you stay back here, you can actually use your Nikita. You should have plenty of ammunition left over from the one you used specifically way earlier when you were trying to destroy that electric device. But all you're going to do is just Nikita her and just keep doing it. It will take some time. One thing you need to note is that when you're moving around, you have to switch into first person so you can actually see where you're going. So you'll have to press triangle or Y depending on what you're playing this on. The second thing to note is that you have to be direct on with a hit with her. The other thing that you can do, if you're, say your aiming's not good enough because, you know, the aiming is very shoddy in this because you're using a direction pad, or you're using the analog stick, which is only kind of mimicking the direction pad, so it's not precise, so it's very hard to get perfect aim in this game. So with that being said, what you're going to have to do is, if you actually shoot the tree that she is standing in front of or behind, it will do damage to her and you won't have to worry. She can go really to 2 different locations. As you can see, we switched it up. When she comes over to the left side of the map, then you'll need to go to the left. When she comes over to the right side of the map, then you'll need to go to the right. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just make sure that when you are moving this way, there are specific hills, and if you were to go straight over that hill, then it'll detonate. So only certain hills will the Nikita climb. Has to be the smallest hill that you could possibly do, and then you should be good to go. This method is a surefire way to complete this boss. Again, I've always said, and I will reiterate this walkthrough for everyone out there is not for those that have completed this game a million times, have beat it on extreme, have done a big boss walkthrough and want to see something different. This is a walkthrough for those of you out there that have always wanted to do exactly what I'm doing. Just beat it on extreme and get the big boss ranking. What that entails is finding very, very easy methods to replicate or repeat for you to be able to beat these bosses. Meaning that most of the bosses you see, I have tried to find a way that for someone going into it trying to beat this for the first time is going to be able to have an easier opportunity. So my gameplay is not for those experts already out there, although you might find something a little different than other people do, because I do find out my own methods. You know, I go through and I play it a few times, I figure out, okay, well this worked, this didn't work, I'm gonna try it this way. But this is one of those methods that just completely works every single time. You don't have to worry about anything, you got plenty of time to shoot, and you should be able to complete this on your first time go. So for those of you that are playing this on emulation, obviously, you know, you can save state specific areas to make it easier for you to win, as opposed to having to go back and complete something all over again. So use the save states, that's what they're there for. If you're on consoles, save. You got 80 saves, so save every chance before a fight and you're good. All right, so what I'm going to do is something a little extra. If you're just trying to beat the game on the Big Boss ranking and you're worried about time, then don't do what I'm going to do. You'll just go straight to the exit, but I'm going to pick up a few extra items, even though I really don't need any of these bullets or anything like that. I just like showing you guys where certain stuff is. This, you can replenish your grenades here by throwing a chaff in here. You've got your chaff grenades and your regular grenades. And we're going to show you a little Easter egg that not a lot of people probably found out right here.
Huh?
Again, that's something you don't have to do. You know that he's going to survive, but I love how they put that in there. Maybe not a lot of people knew about that, so I wanted to put it in. Now we're just going to go and exit. There's other locations you can go to, but they don't really offer a lot, just medicine and stuff like that. So throw your chaff in here, and we're going to be moving on to Disc 2, the final area of the game. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying, and let's keep going. All right, here we go, on to the second disc. Immediately come in here, we're going to use the little trick of unequipping and equipping your item or weapon. This will allow the guard not to hear it. This takes a little bit longer. You can take out the guard if you want, but I always try to get by stealthy if I can. That's the name of this channel. It's what we do here. We don't like to needlessly take anyone out. This can be tricky. You need to make sure that you're pressing up and A or X, depending on what console you're playing on, so that you duck. If you forget to press up while you're doing this, kind of like up and back, to keep yourself against the wall. If you don't do that, you'll automatically fall to your death. It can be a little tricky. Here, we're just using this to get by there because the guards can't hear the noise. Find out where this guard is. Once you do know where he is, at that point, make your way down, come over here so we can bypass him. You can pick up some C4, not like it's really that important, but just wait for him to pass, and then we can get out of this room. Now, what you're going to want to do is going to look a little weird. If you're trying to go for Extreme and Big Boss, depending on how fast you've been, this could really help. Immediately exit the room from where you came, and then go back. The reason you do this is because the elevator is on its way up, and it'll take a good 20 seconds before the elevator will reach you, but if you exit and enter the room again, it'll automatically be there and save you some time. Now we've got a little bit of a mini-boss here. This was actually really hard for me to do because I don't have a lot of health.
There he is!
Damn.
So my strategy is to equip your body armor. You're going to take some shots. Get behind the guy, but make sure you're pressing up towards him so that you throw them off. So it's very hard for me to explain in a short amount of time. So what you want to do is get behind them, face them, press towards them so that you actually throw them off, and then you should be able to get by it. Other than that, it's not too difficult. Make sure you have your body armor equipped. As you can see, we took a lot of damage there. You're going to get hit. I mean, it's almost impossible not to get hit in that section. You can also use your weapons to take them out, but that takes a very, very long time. As long as you have just a slither of health, that's all you need. Coming up, you're going to get a full regain of health anyways. Throw a shaft here because we have a camera that can see you. If you're low on ammunition, you can pick up some FAMAS there. There's other things in the room as well, but we're not going to pick any of that up. We're just going to head straight on. So this is kind of like leading up into the next boss fight. So we're going to have a cinema playing here, or should I say a conversation here in just a minute. Otherwise, enjoy the ambience. Alright, so now that the crows have set in, you just need to wait until it finishes, and then you're going to be down in the freezing section. Down here, you can pick up some Nikita missiles. Now, if it took you a lot more Nikitas to take out Sniper Wolf, then this is where you're going to want to pick up some more, so that way you can actually take out Vulcan Raven. You can do this very, very quickly. This is probably the easiest boss fight in the game, honestly, if you do exactly what you see me do here. I mean, there's really nothing to it. Enjoy the cutscene, and we'll get into the boss fight. Alright, so immediately go over to this corner here and equip your Nikita. Make sure your body's not showing. Start firing and then aim over here and hit him once. You have about a 4-second kind of delay. That means you're invincible in that 4 seconds. That all of his shots will not hit the Nikita missile. The hardest thing really is because I've been using analog stick during this entire playthrough, but you do not want to use analog stick during this, because what happens is you have too much control over your motion using an analog. So I definitely suggest that you switch back to digital or use the D-pad for this, so that way when you're aiming your missile, it's going to be so much easier to hit him. Otherwise, you're going to be moving it left and right, up and down, and then if you don't hit him within that 4 seconds, then obviously he'll kill you instantly. So there you go, boss fight complete. Alright, this is going to be a very long video here, actually a lot of gameplay. So just to let you guys know, you can get by all of these turrets here if you just follow the path that I do. And then it is finally time to head in to take our first look at Metal Gear. Alright, so get used to this area. You're going to be coming back through here a few different times. They did improve upon this in the Twin Snakes. You're going to get interrupted a lot, so make sure you save before this area so that way you can watch your cinemas and then skip them. However you want to do it. It's just how I did it. It took a long time to edit this video to go back and forth. So as we're heading through this, I'm going to explain to you just after this last Kodak call here, just exactly what it takes to go through and make these videos, especially Metal Gear. So essentially, because Metal Gear is made up of mostly cutscenes and just a little bit of gameplay, like I have to do these sections twice, so I have to save a lot to go back, watch the cutscenes, then after that save again, or go back and then play the game, and it takes a while. Here, just wait for that guard to be around the corner. When he is, then you should be able to make it without getting seen. Alright, first things first, this is very lucky. You're not going to get this every single time, where you're able to get through there without taking any damage whatsoever. If you have a little bit more health than me, it's not too much of a problem. Otherwise, if I were you, I would literally go immediately to the right side as soon as that starts, equip your stun grenades, throw a stun, and then come back, and then you can get around him. What I just did is very risky, and definitely not something you can rely on every single time. However, I was able to get pretty good at it. If you immediately already have the button held down to start moving when the gameplay starts, you can most of the time get around that corner without him taking any damage from you. And that is very important. Obviously, we want to bypass all enemies that we can because we want to take out the least amount of enemies as possible. So first things first is we need to go down and pick up the POW key. This is always different. I cannot tell you it's always going to be the same. There's no way for it to be the same. You just need to go back and forth until you're able to find the rat that has the POW key. I can tell you that in my time going back and forth, he never came out at first. You can use your stinger to see where he is. You'll actually be able to have this little kind of square that will show you where he is. You see the square right there with the turret? It'll look exactly like that, except it'll be more towards the ground. You just got to go back and forth until you're able to locate him. Essentially, for mine, he first appears on this left side here. However, if you're not able to it just really depends. I mean, there's nothing I can really say. Everybody that's played this part knows you just have to kind of go back and forth until you're able to find where the rat is. Now, if someone could tell me maybe a better way to do this, please let me know in the comments below, but I couldn't find one. I just had to go back and forth until I located him. I took out the turret first because if he does arrive in this area, we can't come down here with that turret being there unless you have a chaff out. But once you pick up the card, you can either do it there or you could do it on that downside right there. It just depends on. So if you get the down one, same thing. You'll have to enter the water though, and that will take a little bit of damage. Just be as quickly as possible. Now, here's one thing to note when you're coming up here, all right? When you get to this one right here and you go to this loading screen, the whole rest of this area is loaded, meaning you need to hurry and get to the other side so that the guard is in the correct position. From this point on, you will not see another loading screen until we enter inside the building or the room. So what that means is if you want the guard to be placed exactly where you need him to be so that you can go by, this is what you need to do. Don't get any other items. We'll get that on the way back. So essentially the same as before, when he goes down and he makes his turn, wait about 1 second and then go. I like to do the unequip and equip item just so that he doesn't hear anything as well, because even though he could hear this, you're still good to go. Because everything resets once you get to a room, as long as there's no alert. Always go down and around. Never go straight because of that camera there. Alright, so it's time for round 2. We're going to go back into the cool. And then, of course, you come back the same route. Now, this guy's going to be in a different location this time. If you wait just a split second and then use this method here, you will get around him every single time without having to take him out. So, I couldn't really figure out any other way without taking him out unless I'm waiting forever for him to come around. So, the way that I found was that if you wait 1 second, then you go and you're free to move. Now, what we're going to do here is our second stage of the PAL card, which is the coldness. I don't like how they do this. They do this to patent the time, obviously. However, it makes it even more egregious because it doesn't allow you to do them in hot then cold. If it was hot then cold, you can go ahead and get the longness out of the way, right? And then you can come back. Instead, you have to go and do the short version first before you can get to the long version. I would have really liked it better if you were able to do the long version first, meaning go for the hot one first, then go for the cold one. But it is what it is. Remember, you do not have to use a chaff grenade here. As you can see, you're good to go. Now, there are Nikitas and things like that you can pick up in that room. If you use a chaff grenade, if you go up the stairs instead of around like we did. This is where you're going to want to wait for it's going to take you about a minute to a minute and a half. We're going to go ahead and pick up Nikitas. We don't really need Nikitas anymore. Just really want the stingers. And as you can see, you're going to be able to pick up 10 stingers here. And then I have another method for you to pick up 10 more stingers up in just a bit. Again, in the room that we just went in, there's other items that you can get as well if you use the chaff grenade. You need to do it at essentially right at the entrance of that door that we just came through earlier, and then make your way up the stairs and then come back out and you should be fine. If you stick to the areas where I show you, then you'll never have to worry about using a chaff grenade, and you should be able to pick up we're going to have like, what, I guess 20 stingers since we just picked up 10 there. And we're going to pick up, I think, another 10. 20 stingers should be plenty to defeat Rex. All we're doing here is just waiting until the PAL key changes from yellow. Don't look at the bottom left. I want you to look at the middle of the screen when I bring it up. When I bring that up, you'll see it's yellow, right? I know it's only for a split second, but you see all the text, and then you'll see the card to the bottom right of the middle of the screen. Now it's blue, so you can move. Just make sure you re-equip your level 7 card. Stay to this here, remember? You could throw a chaff grenade now, and then that way you can head up to the right there to pick up all those items if you want, but we really don't need those since I've found another method. Even though the method I'm going to show you takes a little bit longer than you just using one chaff grenade and going up there and grabbing them there, it's just another thing for you to not have to worry about, right? So all we're going to be doing now is heading back to the same area. All the strategies apply. Once, not this loading screen, but the next loading screen, you need to be as quickly as possible. So I've had a really fun time. It's kind of made me think of a lot of things playing this game over again. You know, the last time that I played it all the way through was literally when I did my 2012 walkthrough on... Did I play it on hard or did I play it on normal? I think I played it on normal. because back then I wasn't, when I originally did this game, my channel was just starting to become a stealth channel. I'd already done a few walkthroughs that got really, really popular at that point, and then I started doing these Metal Gear Solid games, and then I noticed something. I noticed that I started getting a lot of followers that were really, really into stealth games. So then I started to change things up, and I said, all right, well, let's focus on doing more and more and more stealth games. I love stealth games. Stealth games are awesome. They make you think. They slow you down a little bit. When I play video games, a lot of people necessarily say, I just want to get into mindless action, right? Well, that's not me. I like to actually think a little too. Stealth games really make you stop and think about what you're doing, what's your plan, what's your strategy, learning patrol routes. And for me, non-lethal stealth is where I find the ultimate satisfaction in, because there's lethal stealth and there's non-lethal stealth. The lethal stealth is really cool looking stealth, where you go around and you know, there's no one to tell on you if everyone's you done for, you know, but you take each individual person out stealthily. That's a cool thing of stealth here, but it's just not my cup of tea, as I've always kind of reveled in that challenge of knowing that I can leave you to your business and you just don't even know that I'm there. There's just something so satisfying about that. So this is where you can pick up those extra 10 Stinger missiles. So now we have 20 Stinger missiles, and you also picked up a mine detector. Not that you're really going to need it coming up for the rest of the game. There's only going to be, after this, probably 2 more videos in this series. The next one's going to be the Rex fight. I'll probably do the Rex fight, and if time allow, maybe 3 videos. Maybe the Rex fight, the Liquid fight, and then the ending, because I want to separate them easy as possible for everybody to understand. If you have a difficulty on a section, I want you to be able to go to it easily. And then what I'm going to do at the end of this walkthrough is I'm going to put them all together in one super long video. I'm actually going to do 2 videos. One video is going to be all cutscenes and gameplay in one long video. I don't know exactly how long it's going to be, but it's going to be anywhere between 5 to 6 to 6.5 hours. Then there's going to be a second video where it's only gameplay, meaning that only the times I'm actually commenting and showing you the routes. That one will probably be anywhere between 2 hours to under 3 hours or so. I'm not really 100% sure. But I want to give you guys the options to watch what you want. If you guys would like to see a no commentary version of a full playthrough, let me know as well, because I like to appease everybody and try to be the best that I can be. Remember, stick to the routes that you just saw there, because when you enter this room this time, the room we just entered, guards will be on patrol. So what you need to do is, as soon as you enter, go down and to the left and just follow that straight down. All right, you're going to do the exact opposite on the way back. You're going to go up and to the right, and it's just the half one, so it's just barely to the left and barely to the right, and then you should be able to avoid all guards. Just follow what you see and you should be good to go. We're going to have another long Codex scene here, so hopefully you guys enjoy, and I will see you on the flip side. All right, that's one of the things about this game is, man, this was on the PlayStation, and this was 4 discs. No, 2 discs. This game was 2 discs, and for its time, this was a lot of cutscenes. This was a lot of dialogue, and it was like watching a movie, but being a part of it, interacting with the movie. Make sure you throw a shaft here, because there is a camera right above you. You can't see it from these angles, but it's there, and it will annihilate you and take you out. And it's just like I said, it's just these games, man, they just don't make them like this anymore. You know, there's epic games these days, you know, with cinematic storytelling and all that stuff, you know, awesome. But there's the feeling of these games, I think, will never ever be replicated, because I don't know if it's just me, because I grew up, you know, I was already let's see, in 1998, I'm gonna date myself here. In 1998, I was already, 15 years old? Yeah, I was 15. So I was already, you know, somewhat of an adolescent. And I could really understand the context of this game and the story and everything. And it was just so much fun. And I also plan on doing some of the VR missions as well. So if you guys want to see those, let me know in the comments, because I would love to do VR missions as well. So here, all you got to do is stay right here. You don't even need to go anywhere. Just stay down and below. No guard will come down here. There's guards above on the stairs and whatnot. As long as you do not go upstairs, you just stay right here. All you need to do is just be in this room. It considers this entire room to be hot, and you just gotta wait. It's another one of those waiting games that you'll be waiting for about a minute and a half or even more. Maybe this one's a little bit longer. I'm not 100% sure, but we're just waiting here for the magic to happen. So again, it's been my pleasure to bring this walkthrough to you guys. I hope I've been able to explain things in detail that have helped you understand how to get by certain bosses. I'm no expert at the game. You know, I haven't played this in almost 10 years. So there was a lot of things I didn't remember that I had to relearn. So you can imagine the process of when I started this to now. I've learned so much about it, and that's what I love about it, because once you're done playing this game, you want to go back and do it again. And then you want to do it in a full playthrough where you're just doing it all in one shot. You know, this is a segmented shot, mainly because I'm recording the cutscenes, but you know, maybe I'll do a live stream of the Metal Gear Solid Masters collection and try to see if I can get through it in one shot with you guys. You know, I think that would be a really fun stream to do. Let me know if you guys would like to see that in the comments as well. You know, I try to do my best to give you guys really fun, entertaining, but also very informative and mature content. Not mature as in you need to be 18 to watch, but mature as in, you know, we don't crack too stupid of jokes, and we don't make ourselves look like a complete idiot or anything like that. We just try to have fun, play video games, and enjoy gaming in general. It's our escape, right? You know, a lot of us have tough lives to live, and gaming is one area that we can use to kind of help us forget it a little bit. So make sure you throw a shaft here again, always in this room. We got plenty of them. Really, I think that's about the last chaff grenade you're ever going to need. Because the rest, you'll never have to use them. You'll never be able to use them again. So we got to go through this. We're going to have, again, another codec call here in just a second. We get a lot of good story information here, so don't skip these codec calls, man. I'm telling you, enjoying this story is great. It's been very tough for me to edit all of this because there's so much editing in this, and I try to make it as smooth as possible just because of the going back and forth, replaying things over and over again to record the cutscenes and then going back and recording the gameplay. It takes a lot of time to do these, so I hope you appreciate it. All right, we learned a lot of information there. Really good information about Naomi there. Kind of understand her character a little bit. But this is the section I was telling you about earlier. Remember, when we came into this section, we went down and to the left, or to the left then down. Now we're going to go to the right then up. And it's not all the way on the right side or all the way on the left. It's just up one aisle. So you'll see here, just go up what, and then up. You'll see the guy right there to the left. If you're quick enough, the guy on the left won't see you, and the guy on the right won't see you, and you're good to go. Same thing with this room. Straight up, hit on the right side. Watch out there. If you go through the middle, those are breakable, the breakable floor. It'll kind of fall on you. So that's why you stick to the right. That way you don't have to worry about it. You don't want to just fall to your death. That happens in a few different locations that you can fall to your death. One is in the armory and the other one is there. And then the next walkthrough that we're going to be doing for the Metal Gear Solid is going to be Metal Gear Solid 2 on either Extreme or European Extreme. European Extreme means that you can do the game over, if not COD or something like that. It's probably going to be on European Extreme just because we like to put it on the hardest difficulty no matter what. I haven't decided which version I'm playing. That one is the hardest, legitimately the hardest Metal Gear Solid game to complete on the hardest difficulty while achieving the best rank, because you only have a total of 8 saves throughout that entire game, and it can be super tough because you need to take out the enemies non-lethally as opposed to just being able, like here, you can take out the bosses lethally because there is no option for non-lethal, but they added the option for non-lethal, so It's so much more tougher to get through that, and I can't wait to give it a shot. I hope you're tuned in for it. All right, time to insert the last POW key, and then after all the cutscenes, we'll do a little bit of gameplay, and then we'll see you for the next part. All right, here you're immediately going to want to go into your codec and call Otacon, and that's all you have to do.
Snake, that's bulletproof glass. You can't break it with an ordinary weapon.
Can't you open the security lock here?
I'll try. Just hold on for a minute. I hacked into security. Snake, I'm opening the door.
All right, ladies and gents, here's the strategy. Immediately get out your stinger, and we're going to be aiming here. We need to shoot the dome, the radar dome. We're going to be doing that a bunch of times. We're going to follow the same steps over and over. The moment you can fire, fire. Wait just a little bit. He's going to shoot. Try to fire and get a shot again, and then immediately run forward. Run until you get to where I run, and then run in a straight line forward. He should do that move, and then rinse and repeat this process. Immediately shoot, move, immediately shoot, run forward. And you're going to repeat this over and over again. You have to make sure that you go close to Metal Gear Rex as quickly as possible so that you, one, avoid bombs. You get close enough to where he automatically wants to do his laser move. And you got to make sure you go out far enough, essentially just past that line, that kind of like, you can kind of see the line there that you want to kind of cross. Go into here, move, and do it over and over again. We're going to do the same process in the next stage. It's that easy.
Now, in front of you, I can finally die.
I can't do it.
After Zanzibar, I was taken from the battle.
No, I
Neither
can't do
truly
it.
alive, nor truly dead. An
No good.
undying
I
shadow
can't do it.
in a world of light. But soon, it will finally end.
No, I can't do it.
All right, so for this one, we're going to move immediately to the left. He's going to do that, then move back. We're going to try to get a shot on his head. Sometimes you can't. It just depends. Wait here until you see what he's going to do his next move. Once he throws that, repeat the same process as before. Go all the way in, come all the way out. Get far enough out to where you can aim here. Wait for him to shoot his guns, and then rinse and repeat. Go in, come back out. He'll do the laser. Immediately shoot, move, shoot, move forward. Repeat this process over and over again. If you do not get in the correct position, he can change his moves up. So you need to make sure that you get in as close as possible, then come out after that final rocket has landed. That way you're far enough away to avoid the contact with the laser, and then just kind of repeat the process over and over again. You should be able to get this. It should only take you a few times. Definitely one of the easier boss battles in the game once you know the strategy. Other than that, hopefully you guys enjoy it. All right, immediately run over to him and do the circle, circle trick. All you got to do is just go over to him and immediately just start hitting circle, 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 circle. If he moves once, get him to the other side, continue this. You need to do a pattern. Think of it like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Repeat that process over and over again while he's in this corner, and you will take him out without any problems. It will take you a while to figure it out, but I know you can do it. You can do this boss play very, very easily if you do the circle, 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 circle. Or punch, punch.
Hurry!
All right, so we're going to immediately start moving.
I'll drive. Damn, a surveillance camera.
As soon as you get over here, you're going to get right behind this truck and stand right here.
No keys.
You're going to press the square button or X button so you can grab him. Hold on to it. Hit it twice every few seconds. That way you can drag him. And just wait until she's ready.
I got it, Snake. Jump in.
Immediately, you're going to start shooting at the barrels as quickly as possible. You're most likely going to take some damage. It's really hard not to take any damage during this. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is angle yourself just a little bit to the right, kind of like at a 45-degree angle. Doing so will put you in the perfect position to try to shoot the barrel. Again, you still might take some shots, but you're going to be okay.
Okay, Snake, let's go.
Next stage is a lot tougher. You're going to want to be angled exactly how you see me right here, kind of like at a 90-degree angle here. And just focus on this first guy because you've got 3 guys shooting at you and the other 2 are going to get hits on you. But if you focus on the first guy, take him out, then you can kind of swap back and forth between these 2 and then take them out. Also, you need to make sure that you are pressing the first person, which is Y or triangle. At the same time, you're also pressing X or square.
Not yet, Snake. It's not over yet. Liquid.
These next few sections are pretty easy. You just need to kind of sway back and forth, right? He's going to lift his head. As soon as you see him lift his head, sway to the other side. That way you can kind of cross the pattern here. What you're trying to do is just hit him every now and then to kind of stop him from being able to hit you. He can still possibly get in a few shots if you're not good with the rhythm. It can take a little while. Once he's done with this, then he's going to start doing where he's just kind of going straight at you. Just aim straight at him. As soon as he bumps you, just keep firing. Never let go of the triangle and square button or the Y and X button on Xbox, depending on which version you're playing. Never let go of those buttons. You got to press them both at the same time. You have unlimited ammo, so don't worry about that. That's why you want to press them both. And then just keep hitting them. You should hopefully have enough health to be able to last through the remaining 2 sections. He's going to move back into his sway pattern. And then once he's done with the sway pattern, he's going to start to cross you from your right side. So it'll technically be the left here, but it'll be, if the truck was moving forward, the right side. And you just want to aim directly at him. I recommend using the D-pad for all of this, especially even for the liquid fight that we did earlier, because it's so much easier to line up straight at him so you can do the punch-punch combo. I wasn't able to explain it in the best way that I wanted to because I completed it so quickly. It's tough to do. It really is, that fight, to do it perfectly. But essentially, you just need to line up right with him and just feel that timing for the punch-punch combo. Everything else here, as you can see, is just rinse and repeat over and over, and then you're good to go.
Look, Snake, daylight. We're gonna crash.
All right, ladies and gents, how did we do? Extreme 2 hours and 14 minutes. We were found 4 times. That is automatic. And we got the codename Big Boss. We got the bandana, which gives us infinite ammo, and that is because we saved Meryl. If you want the camouflage, the stealth camouflage, then you don't save Meryl, essentially. But there you go, 214, skip all the cutscenes, every single one that you can. There's a few cutscenes that you cannot skip, but most of all, you can skip all of the cutscenes. There you go. If you say you don't want to skip the final cutscene, then I would have ended up having 2 hours and 25 minutes. So with the final cutscene is around 10 minutes long or so. But all we needed to do was have under 3 hours or less. I showed you specific ways of doing this. Obviously, we took our time to help you guys, for those of you that are trying to complete this for the first time. I hope you enjoyed my walkthrough on to Metal Gear Solid 2. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Please comment below if you enjoyed the walkthrough. Leave a like. Maybe leave a super thanks. Support the channel in a way you can. Become a member. Become a Patreon. All that stuff, because we want to keep these walkthroughs going strong. And the only way we can do that is by all of your support. So thank you all. Love you all. Take care of yourselves. And I will see you on the next walkthrough. Peace out. BJ. Meh.